Huh? Oh, you know what you guys are? XBY
Hey guys, welcome to episode 7 of my new series, A New Adventure. And as you saw in episode 6 at the end, if you watched toward the end, I talked about doing a bunch of different quests. I am now tackling the One Small Favor quest. I'm about to start it. I think I'm going to just not have audio for a little bit of the quests, and then have tell you guys a story or answer some of your questions later on in the video after I do a couple of quests. So I will talk to you then. Hey guys, I just finished 3 quests in a row. The ones that I needed for not necessarily this one, but for one of a kind, I believe the quest is called. And the last one that I need to have for a prerequisite is the World Wakes, which I'm able to do. I just don't have these extra quests, which I will go back and do them at a later date to acquire the different rewards from this quest. But I wanted to go back to episode 5, and I looked at the comments. There are 2 questions that I want to answer. The first question is, hey Scuzzy, I was wondering what skill did you enjoy the most to get to 200 mil? In parentheses, that didn't feel like a grind at any point. And do you feel proud of it? So I guess that's 2 questions. Well, first thing I want to say is the only skill that did not feel like a grind was agility, and that's because it literally was not a grind. I used Silverhawk boots from around 15 mil to 200 mil, just straight Silverhawk boots. So getting that out of the way, that is not my most favorite one, and I would have done agility if they had not come out with the Silverhawk boots, but I felt it was, easier. If I went with the flow because Jagex just is gonna keep updating the game to be faster and faster. But as far as which skill did I enjoy the most, I will talk about that as I'm going through this quest. I'll just pause and start and stop the clips as I go through the quest, as I think of different things about what makes my 200 mil, what makes the 200 mil the most special to me, and if I am proud of it. So yeah, I'm going to start off by talking to Orlando Smith to start this quest. Let's get this guy's chat out of the way so I can start this quest. Yes, here we go. Accept this quest. Awesome. Fantastic. I won't forget this. I'm all set. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'll go in here. So, I'd say probably the most... It would be between a few different skills. Let's see. There was rune crafting, farming, slayer. See, what else do we have? The one that I enjoyed the most to get to 200 mil. It's tough because I can look back and say, oh yeah, it was easy for me to get it. And in my mind, I'm thinking about rune crafting, because back when I did rune crafting, it was actually like really, really important for me to get it. I wanted to get it. I wanted to get a good rank, and for the most part, I'm not going to be able to do this quest. I'm just going to do. I'm just going to record this, and I'll just throw some audio over it sped up. So yeah. Hey guys, I just completed, well, what quest was this? I can't remember what quest it was. It was the World Wakes. I just finished the World Wakes, and I haven't done, the suggested requirements, which were the Majora, Firemaker's Curse, Branches of Darkmare, Void's Therapist back, the Chosen Commander, blah 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 blah. I will be able to return to Gothic's Shrine to receive the following extra rewards. So I can't get the 6-Age Circuit, the World Guardian title, access to Automaton area, which is a bummer, and I can't get automatons as a Slayer target. I believe that their level is a little higher than mine anyways. So if we go to... Basically, I've done all the quests up until leading to One of a Kind. I need to get 74 Summoning and also 40 Divination. It'll show the required items, so I'll use those, and I might not get to that tonight, but I'll probably get to this tomorrow, and I'll do Temple at Sinison as well. But I gotta figure a way to get 74 Summoning, because currently I'm 63 only, and let's see, if we set level target to 74 Summoning, that is 720k XP, and I don't think I have the charms for that, unfortunately, but I can go ahead and get 40 Divination and then see how many charms I have in the bank, so give me a sec. Also, I got this prayer lamp. It's in my inventory. It gives 250k prayer XP, but you need to have level 80 to open it, so I am going to try my best to keep this in my inventory while I skill and while I do the next couple of quests, so I can get 80 prayer and then I can open this, because 250k, why would I want to give that up, you know what I'm saying? So with the charms that I currently have, I can only get to 68 summoning, so I'm gonna have to do a little Slayer, guys. I'm gonna have to use this Charming Imp. I'm gonna have to do a little Slayer. Maybe I'll get to 80, maybe a little higher than 80 by tonight. But first, I'm gonna go try to get level 40 Divination. So if I look here, I need to see what gathering. So Glowing Wisp. I need to do Glowing Wisp. Where are they? Located to the southeast of Sears Village towards Keep Lake Fay. Okay. So I don't think I need any items. And I will come back when I get there, and I'm going to talk about, well, I'm going to answer your guys' questions from episode. So, as I was saying earlier before I started that quest, the World Wakes, the first question was, hey Scuzzy, I was wondering which skill did you enjoy the most to get to 200 mil? And I have to say, pretty much hands down, I really enjoyed runecrafting, like back in 2011, 2012. It was my thing. I wasn't even going for 5 bill XP back then. I was only going for 200 mil, well, what I was going for was top page runecrafting, because I don't know, I just always wanted it, because I'm like the kind of person that goes against the grain, and that was something that was like literally like you couldn't go anymore against the grain, because everybody hated runecrafting, everybody hated clicking so much. And even today, if runecrafting was a skill that you know, if it was the same as back then, and you couldn't use the treasure hunter or anything like that, you couldn't use like real life money to purchase in-game XP, I think that there probably wouldn't even be top page runecrafting filled up yet. I mean, you gotta think, like, when I was doing it, it was 2011, 2012. Let me just put this on farming real quick. I think I'm just gonna get a level on it. Yep, there we go. 47 farming. Yep. So, oh, I can do watermelon. That's perfect, because watermelon's really good XP. Yeah. So, I mean, back when I was doing runecrafting, it wasn't a new thing. Runecrafting's not a new skill. It's actually a pretty old skill, And when I started, there wasn't even one person with 200 mil, and the skill had already been out for at least 5 years. And if you think about it, like when divination came out, because it was AFK, there were so many people. Well, not just that it was AFK, but like you could start to buy XP for it. I mean, honestly, you could buy bonus XP for it. You could use the necklaces or whatever, the skilling necklaces, or whatever it was back then. But I was the 6th person to get 200 mil, and I did 187 mil pre RuneSpan. Like before RuneSpan, I did 178 mil. So you gotta think, like, I've spent the most time on a skill on rune crafting, like legit the most time, because even farming, even though it took me like 800 or so days to get it, I was only doing it for a couple of hours a day at most. But rune crafting, I was doing 10 hours a day solid for 10 months straight. Like 10 hours a day, that's at least 3,000. I always try to do math in my videos. It's funny. But oh, there we go, 34 divination. I'm just gonna keep doing this while I talk about the questions. I'm gonna actually answer both questions here, because the clips that I sped up, I'm gonna speed up the clips and put music behind them. I'm not gonna have commentary. You guys are welcome to watch that if you want, but if you don't want to watch it, you can skip to the commentary. There's gonna be commentary in this video, which is what you guys like. So yeah, so the question has been answered. My favorite 200 mil, I think, would be rune crafting, and if all the circumstances were in the right spot again, like they were in 2011, 2012, I would probably go for 200 mil rune crafting again. And I might even go for 120 on this account by doing blood runes, which is sort of like how it was back in the day, but it's it's like way faster. It's like 200k an hour. So but you make money, and it's not RuneSpan, and it's not AFK, so that's something I might hit up after probably a bunch of other stuff. But it all depends how this series shapes out, because it's starting to look like you guys want to hear about my how I got 200 mil in my skills. So why don't I, and yeah, for the second part of this question, do I feel proud of it? I am extremely proud of, and I'm not trying to be like arrogant when I say this, but I'm very proud that I got 200 mil rune crafting when I did, because there's so many people that have it now, and it's just like any other skill. It's just like a waste, to just put it bluntly. Like back when I did that skill, it was actually fun to do that skill. When I got to 150 mil, that's when I kind of wanted it to, be over. So I kind of feel like the cap should be at 150 mil, because the last 50 mil is always a dread for pretty much every skill that I've done. Actually, I'm gonna throw away that, grab this chronicle, get a little hunter XP. Yeah, buddy. So yeah, I'm really proud that I was the 6th person to get it. It means I'm literally the 6th person in the entire world to achieve this achievement. And if you're not proud of something like that, then shame on you. You need to be proud. You need to have some confidence in yourself. For me to acquire that achievement when I did, and as fast as I did, doing the methods that I did, I'm extremely proud of it. And unfortunately, RuneScape is a grind. For the first 150 mil for that skill, it was so fun for me. I remember logging in and looking at my RuneScape outfit and picking out a new outfit for me to wear that day or that week. I was that kind of a person. It was kind of funny because, well, let me just go through how I got the 200 mil rune crafting, and this will be part of the commentary in it. So I started out really, obviously really low. The furthest back that I can remember doing are mind talismans. I believe they're mind talismans. I was going back and forth from Edgeville Bank to the Mind Altar. It may have been the Chaos Altar, but one of the two. And I was bringing tiaras and talismans to the altar, and I was fusing them onto the tiara. I don't remember if that was the best XP back then, but it was certainly a decent Sorry about that. I'm AFKing Castle Wars for Thaler's and Castle War tickets on my other guy, and he went into the lobby, so I had to stop the clip. But yeah, so I was doing the tiaras until about, I guess, nature runes, and I did nature runes or something. You gotta know, this was back like in 2006, back when I was training this. I'm starting very, very early on. So back in like 2006, or maybe it was 2008, I was doing rune crafting, and I did nature runes up until, I want to say 70? Yeah, up until 70. And then I did some of the quests so I could do the Aurornia teleport, which, if you don't know, it's the ZMI teleport. I just like calling it that because it's a very, very strange word. I like saying strange words in this game or whatever. I don't know why, but yeah, so I got that teleport. I did the lunars, got the lunar magics and stuff, and apparently this was one of my challenges, so I'm going to hand that in a little bit, but I really want to finish the story because my mind races so fast when I'm making the videos. So I did ZMI, and I did that up until Astral Runes. I did it to 82 because I was like, okay, listen, 82 is Astral Runes, you can make double Astral Runes, and that's where I'm going to start making the actual money. So so I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do ZMI really quick, because ZMI gives you double the XP for the runes that you make, and I'll probably explain it in like a few minutes, because I did the rest of my XP off of ZMI after that. But yeah, so I got 82, and there we go, I got 35 divination, 5 levels left. But I got 82 rune crafting, and then I went on to do double astrals like I had planned, and then I did that all the way up until 91 rune crafting. So I made a bunch of money. This was back in, I came back and I was like, I'm gonna do some rune crafting because I like this skill for some reason. I don't know what was wrong with my head when I said that, but I said that to myself. I was like, dude, we gotta get this rune crafting stuff up because it's a cool skill. So, but I don't think that's actually how it happened. But yeah, so I got 91 rune crafting, and I did nature runes all the way from 91 to about, well, obviously 99, and that's how I got 99. And then I made a video because I was like, yo, man, I gotta make a lot of money. I'm gonna make 1,000,000 nature runes, right? So I did it. I made 1,000,000 nature runes. I actually have the video up. It is my most viewed video. It has more views than some of like the more popular what the, oh my god, my alarm's going off. I don't know why. But yeah, that's not supposed to happen at 12:30 a.m. This is not when I wake up, guys. What are you talking about? So oh man, what, oh crap, my mind just blanked. I was talking about rune crafting, got 99. Yes, 1,000,000 nature runes. It has, I don't know why, but this video has 90,000 views. 90,000. If you look at all my other videos back then, I had about 500 to 1,000 views, maybe at most. Like if you go back and look at them now, that's how many views they have. But this one single video has 90,000 views. And I'm like, why does this video have, and the worst part is I don't have monotonization on it, so I don't have any money from that. That's 90,000 views. I could have at least had $5 or whatever it is, but $5, I could go get a freaking cheeseburger with that, man. Like I really want a cheeseburger right now. But anyways, so so I made the 1,000,000 nature runes, right? And it took me 3 weeks. I did about 7 to 8 hours a day, maybe 6 to 7. And I did farm runs in the meantime, and I got myself to 20 million runecrafting XP. It was like 4.5 million runecrafting XP for the lot or something like that. So I ended up making 1 million nature runes, and then I took a break and I got 85 dungeoneering, I believe. And then I came back and I was like, you know what? I'm going to make another mil nature runes, but this time I'm going to make 2.5 mil. And I did it. I made 2.5 mil, and but I didn't have the video because I was in a tight situation financially, I guess, on the game, and I should don't know why, but I did end up making I think I was going for 10 million at the time, and I only made it to like 2.6, and I was at 40 million rune crafting, and I was like, dude, I can't do this, because I had a lot of money at that point. Like, I had probably over $1 billion at that point, or maybe like 800 mil or something, like pretty ridiculous for 2010, 2011. It was actually a good amount of money. But what ended up happening was I was scared because I wanted to get a good rank as well. I didn't want to just do nature runes the whole way, and there were already one person had already maxed rune crafting, and a couple of other people were already going for it. So I was like, if I stay doing nature runes, these guys are doing ZMI, they're gonna get it way before me, and I'm not even gonna have a chance at getting top page, or so I thought. Excuse me. So I switched over to ZMI since after 40 mil. So I was at 40 mil, and I went all the way up to 187 million. And I ended up climbing through the ranks. I was actually kind of funny. I was gaining. Actually, let me take a step back. When I was 121 mil rune crafting, I was so bored of my cosmetics. Actually, they weren't cosmetics at that point. I was so bored of my outfit that I went and I said to myself, dude, we gotta go get ourselves a max cape. We gotta go get ourselves even a comp cape, dude. This you've gotten 121 mil rune crafting. You gotta get this, man. You're so close. At that point, my stats were pretty good, and I was like, dude, you gotta go get this. So, wait, actually, so I made the 1 million nature runes, right? And then I stopped. Hammer time. No, I'm just kidding. But I stopped, and I was like, I want to get dungeoneering up. So that was back 2010. At the very end of 2010, when Warp Dungeons came out, I was like, yo, I'm gonna get dungeoneering to 120. So I was off from school. At that point, I was in school, in college. I had just started college back in 2010. In the fall of 2010, I started college, and I was like, I gotta get to 120 dungeoneering, because I gotta do something that's cool on my break. I gotta get something that's like significant on my break. So I went for a 120 dungeoneering, and I did it. I did it in like a month and a half back in 2010, transitioning into January 2011. And I was so proud of it. I was like, dude, I got 120 dungeoneering so damn fast. I was so happy, so proud of myself. And then I went and I made the 2.5 million nature runes after that. So scrolling back into the future, but into our past still, 2011. At the end of 2011, I was 121 mil rune crafting, and actually it was like September or something like that, August, September, and I was like, I'm gonna go for 200 mil. Not 200 mil. I'm gonna go for comp cape. So I did it. I got comp cape, and at that point, I was just rocking the awesome costumes or outfits while I was doing rune crafting, and then I finished up rune crafting to 187 mil via ZMI. So basically, the whole time I was doing ZMI from 40 to 187. There we go, 36. This is not going that slow. Maybe it's just because I'm rambling. But let me just wrap this up real fast. 187 to 200 mil, I just did RuneSpan. And the way I did RuneSpan was I came up with a method called Yellow Wizard. What was it called? Like just syncing. I called it syncing. but not Sinking, it was Syncing. I believe that's the way you spell it. So it was like synchronizing with the other players. So what you would do is, since the yellow wizard's supposed to be different for every person, you all go to the same wizard, no matter if it's yellow or if it's blue, but you all log out into the lobby and then you log back in, and that wizard is going to be yellow for every single person. But you can't actually talk to him and accept the rewards until he calls you again. But at that point, you stay in the friends chat and you all are synchronized to that same yellow wizard, so all you have to do is call out, yo, the yellow wizard's over in the northwest, so everybody can just go to the northwest, so you don't have to actually look for it, which was amazing. But I capped, and the reason why I did this was I believe I was, and I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but I believe I was the best rune crafter in history. I have talked to DRW, which was my only match that in my mind that I thought maybe he could have been better than me, but I talked to him and I got more XP than him in a week, and I've gotten more XP than him in a day. We did different methods, so it was kind of like hard to tell who was better, but he's my friend, or he was my friend a while back. I don't know if he still plays. If you're watching this video, hey buddy, how you doing? But I wanted to go out, I wanted to finish rune crafting with a bang and say, look, I'm still the best. Even though RuneSpan came out, I'm still the best at this. So I came up with that method, and I capped at 156,000 rune crafting XP in an hour, which I don't think has been beat without bonus XP to this day. I could be wrong because I haven't done it in, it's been 3 years since I've done rune crafting. But yeah, so that's the story of rune crafting for me. It pretty much sums it all up. There's really not much else to say about it. That's exactly how it happened. That's exactly how I got it. And there were no 20s at the time, no 120s at the time, so I wasn't going for 120. I was going for 200 mil at the time. And it's kind of funny because I was talking to a guy named Jason, who's a player moderator, and he was going for 200 mil at the time. He was at 156 or 160 mil rune crafting XP, and I was at 55 mil rune crafting XP, and I was like, yo, you know, I was trying to not be a jerk, but at the same time, I think I did come across as a jerk. But I said to him, I said, look, you're pretty slow at rune crafting, for whatever reasons, like you have in real life stuff, that's fine. But if I can manage to get up to your XP before you get 200 mil, am I allowed to pass you? And he was like, I don't know if he was joking or not. He said, yeah, dude, if you can pass me, you can pass me. So I was like, I took that as a like, all right, cool. So I had a free go ahead. And it's funny, I passed him at 193 million rune crafting XP after RuneSpan came out. And I ended up getting one rank ahead of him. One other thing that I want to know about rune crafting that is really, really awesome, and you guys will appreciate this. When I was rune crafting, there was a guy that had about 96, he was 96 rune crafting, and I was about 40, maybe 55 mil rune crafting, sort of when he came on the scene. And he was like, yo, he didn't really talk to me, but he said, like, he was like a real jerk to me, and he pretty much challenged me. He's like, dude, I'm gonna pass you. He made it his literal RuneScape life goal to get 200 mil rune crafting before I did. So this guy is like zooming through ZMI, and at this point I'm like, dude, this guy, like, I'm checking his rune tracker and stuff, and I came to the conclusion that this guy is botting from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. every single night. He's doing nature runes. He's botting nature runes to get that extra 250k XP, which really, really helped if you did that. So he did that, and during the day he did ZMI for the whole day. And the funny thing is, he was way slower at XP than I was, and it was clear to see because he got less XP than I did. And the only reason why he got almost matched up to my XP was because he had botted the nature runes overnight. And it's kind of funny. Just stay a couple more minutes with my commentary. I know this is really, really long, and I'm sorry, but this is going to be a pretty long video. I'm going to try to squeeze the quest really, really short so that this commentary is in here, because I know you guys love the commentary and I'm answering your questions. So this guy, he was pretty much, as I was going up in XP, he was literally going up the same rate until I got to 121 mil. Then I stopped to do the completionist cape, and he got 20 mil behind me. So he caught up 30 mil XP while I was doing the completionist cape stuff. And I was at the point where I was like, dude, this guy's not good enough, because he's so far behind that he can't pass me. So I went off and I did the completionist thing, and I came back because I was still watching him, and I came back and I was like, wow, this guy's really, really close on my tail. So I did it as fast as I could, and I cleaned up the rune crafting skill pretty nicely, and he did not beat me, and he was so mad about it. He made videos dissing me the entire way until we got 200 mil, and he eventually got 200 mil probably 2 or 3 weeks, well, actually like 2 weeks after me, because RuneSpan came out, and that 20 mil gap was like really, really fast at that point. So he finished a couple weeks after me, and a few weeks later, maybe like a month later, the guy got banned. And that's how I knew that he was a botter, because you don't just get banned, and his stats sucked. The only stats he had were runecrafting and mage, and his mage was like 99 because of all of the ZMI he did. But he got to, but it was just weird, because like I don't understand like why some kid would do that. Like, you just try to beat me to 200 mil in a skill, but then bot it. But then I looked over, so he got banned, and I was like, oh man, that's great. He got banned. He got what he deserved. And I now know that I raced a bot, and I actually fucking won. I fucking beat a bot, and I'm sorry for my language, but that is probably the most like the most stimulating part of runecrafting, is that I beat someone who was botting. I was in full-time college going for civil engineering, and I beat him. Granted, I did 10 hours a day on RuneScape before I even did my homework. I was a dumb fuck for that, and my grades suffered a little bit. I could probably have gotten a higher grade than I did, but my grade wasn't actually that bad. I got a really, really good grade overall for my GPA. But I believe that, I don't know, it's just something, I just loved rune crafting so much, and there was a lot of experiences that I got with the skill itself, and it was just, overall, it was like a really, really cool experience. The only part that I would take back is that it was so damn slow. Literally like 10,000 hours of my life, or like 8,000 hours of my life, was dedicated to rune crafting. But I'm still playing, and then I went and got 5.2 bill, so who's the real idiot here? Like, I'm still the idiot because I went and did it again. Like, I did other stuff, and I kept going, and I spent a total of 25,500 hours or so. But yeah, so that answers your questions. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to, actually, since the commentary went so long, I'm gonna finish this episode here, and then I'm gonna do the other quest. Wait, hold on. Did I do the quest yet? No, I still gotta do, one of a kind. We're gonna do one of a kind quest. I'll put that in the next episode, but I'm gonna do that tonight. Actually, wait, hold on a second. I'm just gonna get some levels tonight as well. And I'll just speed it up real fast and get the levels. But yeah, this is a 29-minute commentary. If you guys like my commentary, that means you can sit through this. If you guys can sit through this and not have your ears bleeding at the end of it, and actually like the video, because you guys do listen to my commentary and you do like the video, and you guys tell me all the time, like through private chat, on my clan chat, or even public chat, like I see some of you guys there, and you guys are just like, your commentary is amazing, don't ever change, like keep going in the direction that you're going. and you guys don't mind the 40-minute videos. This one's going to be a 45-minute video, I believe, because this is a 30-minute commentary now. But I'm going to end this now. I'm going to throw on some music, or there's probably already music in the background. I don't know if I'm going to put music. This is a long commentary. I don't know if I'm going to put music to it. But yeah, I'm going to put up some music now for the other levels. I'm going to get 40 divination. I'm going to get 74 summoning, and I'm also going to get 80 something slayer. So if I get that stuff tonight, great. If not, then this is the end of the video. I will see you guys in episode 8. Oh my god, we're already at 7 episodes, guys. That's awesome. I think the most I've ever made was like 10 episodes, and we're gonna do way more than that because I haven't even gotten that far in this game yet. So guys, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys later. Peace.